Today I will be bringing to you an informative speech about the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Today I have with me as audience members Gilbert Lopez and his son Fabian Lopez. Um, okay, and Michael Jackson was a charismatic, world renowned musical giant known for his songs about peace, positivity, love, and occasionally songs about injustice that are still current in today's world. And because of this, he was loved by many. According to biography.com, known as the King of Pop, Michael Joe Jackson was born in August 29th, 1958. He was a best-selling American singer, songwriter, and dancer. His falsetto voice captured millions. The music was iconic, and his dance moves were mesmerizing. Many people called themselves artists, and there was a lot of talent topping the charts, but there was none like Michael. He broke through barriers that have never been breached and transcended musical genres with ease. It didn't matter what color, gender, or nationality you were, Michael could reach them all with universal love that was transparent through his music. Michael Jackson's career began at the tender age of 5 years old when he and his family lived in a two-bedroom home on 2300 Jackson Street in Gary, Indiana. Michael's siblings consisted of five brothers: Jackie, Marlon, Randy, Tito, and Jermaine, as well as three sisters: Latoya, Janet, and Reedy. Joe Jackson, his father, worked at a local steel mill in their hometown. His mother, Catherine, stayed home and cared for the children, as they all shared a love for country music. You may ask how they could all live in a small house, but they made it work. And his mother loved, yes?
What was the mother born?
His mother was born in Clayton, Alabama. It sounds like a small town, and I've never heard of it, but that's where she was born. Okay, I'll continue. You may ask how they could all live in a small house, but they made it work, and his mother loved the closeness that they all shared. When Michael's brothers were older, they wanted to start a singing group without him saying, and without him, they didn't want to have him in the group. And they were saying that he is too young. But Michael felt that he could sing just as well as the others, and so he entered school contests, showing that he was determined to prove that he could do it. At this, the whole family attended: the mother, the brothers, and the sisters. And in hearing this great big talent in this little guy, it put them all in a cosmic sense of amazement. Michael then became the lead singer in the group, outshining the rest of his brothers. You couldn't help but notice this little guy. Joe Jackson took on the role of the group manager, and they performed in many cities, going to sleep late and waking up early in the mornings to go to school the very next day. Their hard work paid off when a woman named Susan DePass took notice of them and presented them to Berry Gordy, the CEO of Motown Records, who at first didn't want to sign any more kid groups due to all the obstacles that he was facing with Stevie Wonder. Once he heard them perform a classic James Brown hit, his mind was blown away, and he quickly signed the group, putting away any and all concerns that he had. This would be the start of a lifelong career for Michael. The Jackson Five traveled all over the world, performing music from contemporary to disco. Yes?
Did he finish high school?
Yes, but he didn't actually go to high school. Because the group was so popular, They had private tutors, and he made very good grades while he was in school. All right. They traveled all over the world, performing music from contemporary to disco. Some of their biggest hits consisted of ABC, I'll Be There, Want You Back, Dancing Machine, and etc. Their success was unyielding. As the youngest member of the Jackson 5, singing along with his brothers, he grew to expand his popularity as a solo artist in 1971. Michael separated from his brothers to have creative control over his music. He had a specific vision of where he wanted to go and felt his brothers could not go along with him. One article explains he went on to a solo career of astonishing worldwide success, delivering #1 hits from the albums Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. Off the Wall was his breakout album with a blend of pop and funk, and it put him on the map as a solo artist. But when he and Quincy Jones, a producer, created the album Thriller in 1982, his career skyrocketed and changed forever. Thriller has become the biggest selling album in the world. An article in Billboard.com states Thriller was released through Sony Music Entertainment, Epic Records, and spent 37 non-consecutive weeks at #1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart. Thriller has even earned its own place in the Guinness Book of World Records. But this is not the only thing that Michael has set records for. He has been awarded 38 other records to date. At this time, Michael has made a total of 10 studio albums and 72 compilation albums. Michael contributed many songs with lyrics full of inspiration, songs such as Heal the World, Man in the Mirror, and Keep the Faith. In the song Keep the Faith, Michael pointed out how believing in yourself is the foundation of making dreams come true. Believe in your ability to overcome obstacles, every difficulty, and every struggle that presents itself along the way. Michael diligently pointed out the different aspects of believing in yourself, such as confidence, self-esteem, and pride. These are the roadmaps and the stepping stones to pave the way to successfully accomplish your goals, and in doing so, he tapped into the hearts of the audience, penetrating the lovely soul with emotional highs, driving them to focus on their abilities. In 1988, Michael purchased a ranch, which he named Neverland Ranch. This was his escape from the world as he knew it. One article mentions the 12,598 square foot French Normandy style home sits on 2,698 acres in the Santa Ynez Valley, northeast of Los Angeles. The property was so big, Michael was able to have his own personal zoo, amusement park, and a train for his entertainment. Mr. Jackson also, on many occasions, entertained children and their families there, and sick children were his special guests. Within all his fame, Michael's life was not without scrutiny. There were many rumors that circulated. His true fans would say that they were all false and untrue. And although there were many, some saying he was a homosexual, to the molestation of small children. Over time, this caused a decline in his successful career. In 1993, a 13-year-old boy, Jordan Chandler, and his family that had previously been close to Mr. Jackson accused him of inappropriately touching him during one of the visits to the ranch. Mr. Jackson sincerely denied the allegation and expressed how he couldn't believe someone would say these things about him. But trouble would not go away. and he settled with the family in court